Hello, hello. I am gonna be a second. I just need to pull up my iPad so I can see who's joining us and all that good stuff. Ooh, shoot, there goes my book planner. And the fan. Oh my goodness. And that's half the reason why I'm a little discombobulated tonight. Just give me a few minutes to get on my iPad and all that good stuff. Tonight, my plan is to do at least 1 week in my bullet journal. Do at least 1 2-page, it's really 2 weeks, spread in my reading planner, and then we'll see from there. We'll see how it goes. So give me just a second to pull my shop group up on my iPad, because normally it pops right up and it's not at the moment. So there we go. All right, that should be good. So, like I said, my goal for tonight is to get like a week, maybe 2 weeks in my bullet journal, to get it's really only 1 week in my reading planner, which I think we're going to do first. And then either maybe a second week in my bullet journal, or possibly I could even pull out my junk journal and kind of give that a little flip through, work on that kind of thing. So we'll see where we're at. I don't have any pictures printed out. I went through a junk journaling. I actually had 2 nights in a row where I had junk journaling, like, get-togethers. And so I kind of burned through all my pictures. But what I did was just made, like, an outside spread. And then I can just add the pictures on. And then any little extra bits I can add in here, which is what I'm planning to do, like, with this one. And this one I just noticed the one side is coming up. So I'm going to... I don't think either of these are working. Huh. Well, I'll fix that the next time I have something near me. But anyway, I probably have one in here. There it is. But yeah, so that's kind of my plan for tonight. We've got a few things going on, and we can talk about that. So I don't necessarily want to stay on super late, so we'll see about this. My goal was, before I leave for my bookcation, to be caught up, and I think I'm a little far away from that. So I don't know that I'll be able to be caught up for bookcation, but yeah, so we'll see where we're at there. I'm going to start in my reading planner. This weekend is our bookcation that I've been looking forward to for so long, and I'm super excited about it. So I actually already have the monthly done for it. I'm not super up to date with my reading. I need to go back and add a few days of reading here and here, obviously. But then these are the next 2 weeks, so we really don't need to do this, but we can finish up August here. And part of me wants to do, you know what, I want to add, I want to keep with the beach theme, but like, Taylor Swift is announcing a new album. She's got a new album coming, so I'm like, I feel like that's not the vibe. Like, the stars are the vibes, but I think we'll do that, and we'll just stick with, like, the colors. So we'll do, like, maybe that mint from the album would be kind of a good in between there. So let's actually do that, and then I'm going to grab, let me grab my little bag of numbers and stuff here. I've been trying to be really good about keeping updated, but I'm not actually up to date here. So we've got these numbers. We also have those. I really like that one. I think we're gonna flip to those. If I have orange numbers, that would be great. Although this is a good mint. This like mint green is about to become my favorite number or favorite color. I also have a coral, which since I'm going to use the mint, I feel like works better. Huh. Maybe we'll use the coral and then we'll do, we'll use the mint and we'll do coral for the stenciling. Okay, so I only really need to do one page, but I think I will probably just stencil on the other page just to give it the vibe. And we're gonna use this stencil. My nephew has been working at my desk. He calls it his desk. So he's got some of his stuff sitting here, the stuff I like let him use, like the really cheap washi and all that. So, yeah. I think I usually go outward in, but I think for this one, we're going to go on the inside and kind of work our way out. No specific reason other than, I don't know, I feel like it. So I'm using the dried marigold color, and if you are not a chronically online Swiftie like I am, you might know that our girl Taylor is releasing her next album. It's TS12. Soon. We don't even know when. All we know is that it's almost definitely going to be before October 13th. So, we know it's called The Life of a Showgirl, and the colors are kind of like orange and mint, which is kind of a different combo, but I like, the more I see it together, the more I like it. So I'm going to use this, like coastal pattern to stick with like our beachy vibes for this month. But since, you know, I feel like orange is a good coastal color. It's a good beachy color. And then we'll add on the mint numbers and then the white letters. And that'll just be it'll be the vibe, even if it's not, you know, the Life of a Showgirl-esque. So I've got a lot of ideas spinning around my head. As soon as like they said showgirl, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many directions that first of all she could take that in. Like, is it a Vegas showgirl? Is it like Moulin Rouge, like Can Cabaret showgirl? Is it like burlesque? Is it like Gatsby 1920s, Roaring 20s era? Like, is it that? Is it, I mean, you could even say like Carnival / Mardi Gras. Like, there are so many ways, like a Chicago-y, like Broadway showgirl. Like, there's just so many ways. And like, obviously, like just the showgirl of like being, you know, a singer, actress type, that vibe, right? Like, there's just so many ways it could be taken. Is it circusy? Is it, you know, like there's just so many like vibes it could be. So I just have all of these ideas like spinning around my head. Like, which way am I going? Like, because it's not necessarily like a Taylor theme, right? But like, I could do a lot with like a circus theme. I could do a lot with like a show, like a burlesque theme. Like, there's just so many cool ways that we could take that in a stencil. And I'm so excited to find out like more about what the vibe of the album is so that I can kind of like start designing. And I've already like, I was at work, I was on my lunch hour at work, and I grabbed the side of an envelope and was like, and like, this is my list, like theater masks, Mardi Gras masks, marquees, headline lights, feathers, spotlights, Vegas, Moulin Rouge, Carnival, circus, 1920s, pearls, jewelry, burlesque, diamonds, martini glasses, Gatsby. Like, there are just so many like words. And then I started like, this would be a really cool like layout stencil. This was supposed to look more like a marquee, but I don't know, like I have a lot of fun ideas for this, and I'm so excited to like pick a lane. Like, if it's Moulin Rouge, like I could do a cool Paris release. Like, if it's Vegas, obviously I could do a cool Vegas release. Like, there's so many cool themes we could do. I'm so excited to see what it is. And then just also like the excitement of TS12. Like, I saw one meme and it was so real because I was talking to my friend Erica from the sticker party, and I'm like, not to be the person that just like goes on to the next thing, but the craziest thing about this is that the next album is TS13 now. And like, if you don't know Taylor Swift, 13 is her number, like it's her lucky number. And so it's like, it's the number, right? So like, when she does things, we always like, people are always like, it adds up to 13, it adds up to 13, because like that's her number. So like, oh, to do TS 13 is just gonna be wild. And I'm so excited that it's like, now it's something that's like legitimately on the horizon. So cool. I'm genuinely so excited about that. And I just jagged up some stickers. So yeah, so even though we're not doing like a Swiftie for this, I still definitely wanted to incorporate the colors. Like, I think the color scheme is really cool and fun. So why not? Why not use it? And even though this page is going to be kind of a leftover page, I might actually end up using this for like a bookcation recap. So I'm going to do this side really light, because if I end up wanting to use it for a bookcation, although I do have the spare deck right at the end of the month too that I probably will be more likely to use, so maybe I will go and make that inside part a little darker just to kind of go with the page. But this is one way to, I think, partially clean your stencils and also like make sure you're using more of your ink. Like after you've done a heavy round of ink, if you have an area that you want to be a little lighter, you can just take your brush and kind of run it over the whole thing and use that excess ink to kind of ink the rest of it, because it gives it like a lighter cast. You can kind of see the difference here. Like this is more like very light slash like using what's already on the stencil, and then that inside part is going in with a lot of ink. So that's one way I like to kind of reuse, not reuse, but save, you know, the ink I'm already using kind of thing. Not be wasteful. Hello, hi. So yeah, so like I said, we're just going with the TS12 color vibes and kind of winging it a little bit, since we obviously don't know the like theme vibes yet, other than the name. So then if you don't have some of the ink on the back, what you can do is take just like a very tiny amount of ink and then use it like all over the place, and it kind of starts spreading out. And that's one of the good things about the distressed oxide, is that you can get that really distressed, or that it's, that it's very spreadable. So it's very easy to get this like light cast to it. All right. So there is that pages, both pages covered in that stencil. Hi Cynthia, how are you? Okay. So now I am going to use, I do want to use this one because I want to, so I'm just going to put the days of the week down. I pulled that one up with washi tape, so I want to definitely use that Wednesday. And the Saturday one too. I did the same thing. And like I said, this side we're not using because we already have. And then what are the dates here? 24th. Of course, it's right in the middle of what I've already used. I do like how like compact this part is. that really? I didn't realize. Oh. I'm doing good. I'm tired, but other than that, it's been a good day. It's been a very good day because I went to bed super late after watching the new album announcement from Taylor. So, well, not really, technically not really like a full announcement. That'll be tomorrow, but yeah. Okay, so there's one really quick week in my bookworm life planner. And like I said, I'm going to kind of hold off on like this page because this might be a page I use for like a bookcation recap. And I don't want to do September yet because like if September is going to be the month of that, of the new album, I want to save the room. So we'll hold that off there. And then let's grab my bullet journal and we will do another week. This is this week. I'm doing a bookcation with my friends this weekend. I'm super excited about that. Grab I'm like sitting here thinking I don't know where my, because I took this set for a junk journaling class and I don't know if I've got the anti-stencils in here. Yeah, so I actually didn't plan it, so I'm not really the one to like go into details on it, but a few of my friends rented a lake house in, I think it's in Indiana. So they rented a lake house in Indiana, like an Airbnb kind of thing. Yeah, and then so we're going in Friday, like evening, and then we leave Sunday morning, so it's a really short one. But we're just gonna spend the weekend reading by the lake, hanging out. Saturday is like kind of our dedicated reading day. Like they're bringing food in for breakfast and lunch, and then I think we're gonna go out for dinner for a little bit, but the rest of the day is basically gonna be like reading time. I cannot find can't find my here. Yeah, so the rest of the time is just gonna be like reading time. And then like Friday night they're having like a welcome party and gonna do like a blind date with a book exchange kind of thing. And what else is there? Like kind of like a white elephant type for that. I think at some point there's a bookish craft that we're doing. I have my friend Monica from Peanut Butter Taco is one of the people that planned this for like our little group of friends. If there's 7 of us going, and she made this like the cutest little like, I don't want to put like the house on it, but little bookcation guide, and it's got like all of our info in there and her cute little drawings. Like I'm obsessed with it. I had to print it out even though it was like a PDF. I like printed it out so I would have the copy for my junk journal because obviously but yeah, the point is just going and kind of spending the weekend reading and that kind of thing. Yeah, Monica did a like a book summary bookish box, and I think it was really inspired by this, and or like our trip inspired the box, or the box inspired the trip. I don't really know. But I'm definitely using those stickers from that box in here for my week. I have the ones I use in this one are from River and Ink, but the ones I have set aside for like the books I use for this week and this weekend are her bookcation stickers. But yeah, just like basically kind of like a little getaway, somewhere we can just go and hang out, have quiet reading time together. I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think. Yeah, I think it should be fun. My stomach is gurgling. All right. So I think because obviously I'm obsessed, I think I'm gonna do a Taylor Swifty-ish layout. Unless I can think of something else. What else would I want to do? I could do books, I guess. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. Like, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I feel like I should do. I really wanted to do a Swifty one. I think it should be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be just a good time to relax. Kind of just focus on reading and all that kind of thing. You know what I mean? I definitely have a lot of books that I'm bringing. Probably too many. In fact, I'm scared to like show any of them because I feel like they're just gonna be like, no, do not do that. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it'll be a good time. You know what one I'm gonna use because I haven't used it. I actually really like it. If I can find it in here. Because I just packed an order with it. And actually what I kind of want to do. Okay, hang on. 1 second. Let me see if I have it in here. I kind of want to do a vibey. How many books am I taking? So... too many. I have been... A while ago, I started the Lore Olympus series, which is a series of graphic novels. I got through, like, the first 2 books, and then, like, no more were out. And then I kind of... I don't want to say I forgot about it, but, like, I did kind of forget about it, like, for a while. And then I realized it, like, a month ago, and I was like, ooh, I want to get back to that. But I've been, like, in other reading. And so there's now, like, 9 books in this. I think there's 8 out. So I have 1 through 7. So I actually have read 1 through 5. So I've been saving the last 2 to take. Because, like, part of me is, like, when I go to this, I want to come home and be like, I read 8 books. I mean, not that I'll necessarily read 8 books, right? Like, I just want to go and feel like I did a lot. Like, I accomplished a lot. Whether that's, you know, really what we should be doing or not. But I know me, and I know that I'm going to want to come home feeling like, wow, look what I did. You know what I mean? So, I have those 2 books, which, like, they should only take me about 45-ish minutes each. Like, they're graphic novels. So, I have those 2 books, and then I have, oh, what if I did? The Mint, and then, oh, that would be cool. So, yeah, so I want to feel like I've accomplished something. So, I have those 2 books, and then I have 2, I want to say they're from the poet Atticus, but now I'm like, I don't remember. They're the LVOE, like, love poetry collections, 1 and 2. So again, like, they're poetry books. They shouldn't take me more than, you know, 30 to 40 minutes to get through. Even with, like, kind of appreciating them and thinking about them. And then, so I have those 4 books. How did the presents turn out? Amazing. I haven't given them out yet. So, I'm not posting them until they're all wrapped up. So I will take a ton of pictures and videos and stuff and post them and all that stuff too. Because I did stencil the edges of the books. So it'll be relevant. But after I give them to everybody, I will post them. I also made, I'm giving them all a stencil, and I made cute little bookmarks too. So I'll post all of it. So then I have those 2 poetry books, the 2 graphic novels. Then I have another poetry book, which is like a thicker 10th anniversary edition of a book called Milk, or a poetry collection called Milk and Honey. And this one actually goes through, and the author or the poet went through and like reflected back on all of her poems. Like, I know one that I had flipped open and was like, oh, you know, 10 years later, this is not like how I feel anymore. So like, it's like almost like she annotated or commented on her own book. So that's a 5th book that is like, that one will take a little longer because I'm going to want to like read all her comments and stuff. And it is like quite a thick book. Like, I want to say it's like over 400 pages. So that one will take a little longer if I decide to read it. I haven't 100% decided on it. I'm going to take it for sure. And then I have, another graphic novel that's a shorter one, but like there's a lot more text in it. So that's just a possibility. And then when I was at a bookish thing last weekend, I got a novella, which I think is like 100 pages, a book with like 150 pages, from an author there that sounded cute. So I'm going to take that one. So like right there, that's like 7 books, but that collectively might only last me like Friday night. So then I also have like 5 or 6, I'm trying to cut it down. I have like 7 books right now that I'm trying to whittle down, because I have the book that I've been annotating that I haven't gotten very long through, because like not only do I not usually sit down with a physical book, I also don't usually like sit down where I can also have annotation supplies out. So that one, it's not beachy though, and I'm like, I just don't know if it's the vibe I want. So I'm not 100% sure I'm going to take that, but I want to, just because I want to like have the time to sit down and annotate it. I've been saving Summer in the City and Battle of the Bookshops for Bookcation. Those are both physical books, and is obviously the one I'm annotating, and is the novella. Actually, all those ones were all physical books, but they were, you know, some of them are graphic novels and whatnot. And then, so I've been saving Battle of the Bookshops and Summer in the City, but neither of them are like lakey. And like Summer in the City is summery, but like I feel like it's not like the beachy, like lakey vibe. So I don't know about that. And then I have Same Time Next Summer, I think, by Annabelle Monaghan. And I have at least 2 other ones that I'm like, I don't know. And those are all physical books. And then I have the latest Carly Fortune one on audiobook. And then I have another one called Summer on Lilac Island, I think, which is supposedly a Gilmore Girls cross of Pride and Prejudice set on Mackinac Island, which is like a little island in northern Michigan, which is like very summery, no cars kind of thing. So those are both audio. And then of course I have like Kindle books and stuff too. So I'm not like worried about having enough to read. I'm like trying to pare myself back. Okay. So my 2 thoughts are, I could do the teal, and I might actually just do both, like, because we have plenty of time. A teal, like the mint background. Yeah, I have an entire bag full of books, and I've already like cut down books. So I have to go through again and like be like, no, you need to not take this. Which is another thing I'm gonna do tonight. So I'm thinking I could do this with the mint background and the orange coral, because TS12, that's the colors of TS12, and I feel like commemorating that. And then the other one I want to do is I want to do a fun neon-y background. So like bright pink, like a bright green, bright orange, maybe some yellow and maybe purple in there. In the background, like that rainbow that I like to do. Like this. With this in black over it. Because I think it's very like Miami Vice-y, like a cool pattern. So I think I'm going to do the mint first. I'll do that here. Because it's, you know, the week after TS12 is announced at least. And then I'll do the second one in the next week. So let's do this. It's this weekend, Katie, yes. And I'm really excited about it. I'm just trying to pare down the amount of books that I'm taking because, like, first of all, I audiobook a lot. So, like, even just bringing that many, like, I'm like, am I even going to use these? Even close to using these? Because probably not. But, like, we're there to read, right? So I feel like I'm going to be more, like, in the, like, yes, put a physical book in my hand mood. You know what I mean? And then I also have, I just have so many, like, like, all this summer, I'm like, okay, save that for bookcation, save that for bookcation. Thinking in my head, like, I was going to be there for, like, 2 weeks. Which, like, obviously I'm not. But in my head, I'm going to be in this place for, like, 3 months, and I need 50 books. She hasn't officially announced it yet. She put a bunch of Easter eggs, which is like her way of being like, something's coming, pay attention. And like, not even like the obnoxiously obscure ones that we all like clown over. Her like, there's Taylor Nation, which is like her like fan rant. It's not a fan run. I'm sure it's one of her management, but it's not specifically like her Instagram. It's like her business Instagram almost. And then there's like her Instagram account. So on her Taylor Nation one, she posted like, oh, thinking about that time she said, see you next era, and then put 12 orange pictures, 12 pictures of her from the Eras tour when she was wearing orange, which is like, everybody kind of knows that that's going to be the color of her next album because she's been hinting at it for a while. And so then New Heights, which is, for people that don't know, the Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce podcast, and Travis Kelce is her boyfriend, announced a special episode when they were supposed to come back. And their episodes usually drop like in the morning. Well, this one's dropping at 7 o'clock at night, tomorrow night. And instead of like the normal background they had an orange glittery background with a silhouette, which is they usually do for their like mystery guests. And it'll be like the next day they'll say who it is. Well, so they did that yesterday morning. And then, like, literally 12 minutes after Taylor Nation posted this, like, thinking about the time she said, see you next era, which is, like, this is the kind of stuff that she does that makes us all sound batshit crazy. But she does this, and we know she does this. So then 12 minutes later, which is significant because of the TS12, which, again, is something she does, and we say this, and then, like, all of you who are not, like, super Swifties are like, oh my God, what are you talking about? I had this thing last night. I was laying in bed and my boyfriend was like, what are you doing? And I'm, like, giddy. I am, like, stoked because then last night, probably around, like, 8 o'clock or so, New Heights did a clip, like, of her on the podcast. And they're like, oh, crap. So then, like, people went to her website and found out there was a countdown that said expires at 12/12 on August 12th. And, like, that's something she typically does when she's making an announcement or dropping something big or whatever. So then at 12/12, her site goes down. So I was just, like, all night I was, like, giddy. And my boyfriend was like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I'm so excited. And I was, like, trying to explain to him. And he only likes classical music. So he was like, well, it's not like Beethoven's going to release a new song. Which, funnily enough, there was a new Beethoven song released, like, at some point, like, not super long ago. But anyway, like, obviously not the same thing. So, I was just, like, giddy. And his sister-in-law is a Swiftie, which is, like, how we bond. And he, like, they just don't. There's two different people. And so he's never really clicked with her. So, like, me being like, oh my God, your sister-in-law said this. He's like, what? I know I sound crazy, okay? So I was like, I'm in like 15 chats. I'm with my friend, Alex. My boyfriend's name's Alex too, but like one of my best friends' name is Alex. And I was like, I'm in a chat with Alex. I'm with Stephanie. I'm with Erica. I'm in this. And he's like, what are you all on about? Like, well, this is the second time that he's gone through a major thing because the one time I was at a family party and it was a whole thing about the color of her outfit for one of the sets of her tour. It was the same thing. It was every other outfit set changed colors, but this one specific set never changed color of the outfit. And so it was like a big thing. Everybody thought when she finally changed the color that like that's when she would announce the re-record of that album, which is like widely most people's favorite, or like a very high on most people's album list. Like, so that was the one most people were looking forward to being re-recorded. Well, I was at my cousin's birthday party, like a 15-year-old's birthday party in my cousin's basement, kind of like casually watching the live stream, and all of a sudden she comes out with a different color of this outfit, which, like, I went bonkers. I was texting everybody, and my boyfriend's sitting there like, are you texting my sister-in-law? And I'm like, yes. And he's like, why? And I'm like, because her outfit's gold. It's gold. And he's like, what are you talking about? And my mom was on one side of me and my boyfriend was on the other, who are both, neither of them, like, any clue in the Swiftie world. Other than, like, I go to a lot of her concerts, right? Like that's all they know. And I'm like, her outfit is gold. And they're just like, what are you on about? I'm like, it's gold. And he's like, why are you texting my sister-in-law? I'm like, because her outfit's gold. And he's like, I'm like, and the funny thing is I can hear myself sounding like a psychopath, right? Like, I'm talking about somebody's outfit being gold, and they're like, what are you talking about? I don't know. And I'm like, I can't stop myself. I know I sound crazy. And so then I was like explaining it to my friend Alex, his sister-in-law, all my other friends. Like, I'm sitting at a birthday party going like crazy because none of my other friends, a couple of my like younger cousins' kids are like, they like Taylor Swift, but they're not like hardcore. Like, obviously they're not like as access to the internet as we are. Like, and then my one cousin that's a girl who's like, she was never a Swiftie, but then her daughter wanted to go to the Eras Tour movie, and I took her, but then she wanted her mom to go with us, so like I took her too. And like she came out, she's like, I'm not a fan of hers, but like that was phenomenal. And I was like, I know, imagine it in person, okay? Like, now you can see why I'm flying all over the freaking world. Like, so like they're like casually, like Alyssa, like you are, like casually. But I am like deep into the lore, like online too much. Like, I just think it's fun, right? Like, this stuff is fun. Like, I was saying to Erica from the sticker party, I'm like, I have been kind of generally a little cranky, a little hopeless, like a little like, I feel like there's nothing to look forward to since I came back from Vancouver, from the Eras Tour. Like, I've said this several times, like, I feel like I don't have any trips coming up. I don't have, like, nothing. Like, the only thing I have to look forward to is my 40th birthday, which, like, that just sounds depressing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I have nothing to look forward to. And, like, I truly was for 2 years, like, living for the excitement of, like, in 3 months, I'm going to Italy, like, or whatever. Not even necessarily the trip of it. It was more of the, you know, we were planning outfits and making bracelets, and every night there was a live stream, like, you know, the weekend nights there were live streams, and it was a lot of community, right? And so it's just so funny that, like, as soon as, like, we got a real serious, there's been a lot of times that we're like, something's coming, and nothing ever came of it. But, like, these were, like, screaming loud hints, right? Like, so, like, I was sitting in bed going nuts. My boyfriend was like, what are you, can you just go to sleep? And I'm like, not until, like, 12:30, bro. Like, not a chance. And he's like, well, why are you so excited? I'm like, dude, this is like if Beethoven was like, hey, I'm dropping a new banger, right? Like, so, yeah, it was a fun night. It's been a fun day because then we got, so anyway, so at 12:12, the New Heights podcast dropped like a clip of them on the thing, and she's saying like, I gotta show you something. This is my new album, the Life of a Showgirl. But then the cover's blurred out. So technically what we think has happened is that somebody started leaking it and they had to like get ahead of it. And then she's gonna announce it fully on the New Heights podcast. So like she's gonna show the cover, maybe talk about it, and then maybe say the release date and all that kind of thing. So, but the colors are like mint green and orange, which like, yeah. So it's a whole thing. It's been a day. I was up late last night. Now that I went on a tangent. So yeah, so being a Swiftie is fun. it's fun and also like makes you question your sanity a little bit. But it is like, it's like a little puzzle sometimes, and I don't know. It's days like today and yesterday that like, it's a lot of fun. And like the next couple months now will be fun because like you're going to constantly be waiting for something. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's been all over. Like a lot of companies are changing. And because it's like she hasn't shown the cover, which again, I think she'll probably do on New Heights tomorrow night. Her website did pre-sales for it, but the cover was like blurred out and there's like a lock screen on it. And like it's like orange glitter and mint green, whatever. So like a lot of companies have been doing like riffs of it. Like it'll be a pizza with a lock screen, you know, whatever. So that's why even some of the planner, like I saw Simply Gilded did like a orangey, like vibey. I know Erica from the sticker party already has stickers out. I already have the graphic for like a little shop owner event to do that. So yeah. Let's see. So this is the 18th. I really needed some glitter markers. Actually, do I have that one? Oh, these ones. I got her orange, right? Ah. I haven't used these in so long, they're like grubby, grimy. They're probably all dried out, honestly. These are pretty when they're not, when they're done, when they're like in use though. But the other fun thing about right now is like people are going back and finding all the little like tiny little hints that she's hinted at in like the last like year, 2 years. Like, so it's just like a fun, it's what a time to be alive. Like that's what it is. It's what a time to be alive. So yeah, so I'm definitely tuning in to New Heights tomorrow. And then who knows from there? But I definitely have like my brain racing about like what is the showgirl vibe? Like there's a lot of ways that you can take that. So there is little mint green and orange layout to kind of coordinate with our beachy theme for August. I think the colors are kind of fun together. Different. I like it. Picasso, as the youngins say. All right, so then the next week I'm going to try that little rainbow thing. We'll see how it looks. But yeah, so it's been a fun day. It's been a fun, like I truly think one of the greatest things about Taylor Swift is that there's a community. Like it's something that I feel like a lot of times we're lacking. And I know we talk about this in the planner community a lot, like, but now that it's kind of started to go kind of away, honestly, Like, I feel like the planner community isn't as community oriented as it used to be. Like, there's not really as much of a community. The like online Swiftie community is just so much fun. Like, yeah, there'll be little infightings here and there, but not as much as like book talk or that kind of thing. Like, I feel like there's a lot of goodwill and a lot of like, they always say like Swifties could change the world, right? Like, it's a lot of focusing on happiness and, you know, making sure people are safe together. And like, I mean, the Eras Tour specifically was just so fun. It was so much of like a community gathering of joy that I'm just excited for that vibe to be back. Like, I said this in my Instagram stories, like my word of the year is joy. And like a lot of the narrative from today is like, why do you care about like Taylor Swift's album when like kids are starving in Gaza, right? Like, valid. Kids are starving in Gaza. Like, we can't, you know, that's an undeniable fact. And yes, like, it's horrible. But like, part of resistance is also joy. It's not, you can absolutely do what you can and say what you can and give back and pressure your Congress people, pressure your lawmakers, pressure your politicians. Do what you can, for sure. But like, you can't just live your life 24/7 under the, like, just being miserable, because like resistance is also joy, right? Like, living your life in spite of the people that want you to be miserable is, it's like the worst form of revenge is being happy. So there's this like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm not saying it right, but like, I'm trying, you know, whatever. So, there's a lot of that narrative of like, oh, it's just an album. It's just dumb. Like, my word of the year is joy. And like, obviously there's been a lot of non-joyous things that have happened this year, in the world in general. And like, when you can get a day where even while shit is happening, like, there's some good things in life, like, heck yeah, give me it all. And like I said, my word of the year is joy. I feel like I really need to just stop doing words of the year, because they're always kind of like come back and haunt me in some way. Although I did choose that after the election, so I feel like maybe it was my own doing. Although I also kind of like, I think I had it kind of locked in beforehand, because I think it was, again, hopefulness of what never transpired. So yeah, so it's been a good day. It's for me and for a lot of us. Like, we've had a happy day. Yeah, exactly. Denying yourself joy isn't going to end the suffering of others. Just because, like, in the long run, like, yeah, we can speak out about it, sure. But, like, realistically, there's very little that we can do in our position. Like, and I'm not saying not to do that stuff, like, but we are fighting an uphill battle. And so, like, not being excited about Taylor Swift's new album isn't gonna, it's not gonna do that. Now, like, I did see somebody that posted something that was like, here are 12 things you can do for TS12, right? Like, you know, call your congressman for this, call this, whatever. Perfect. Like, great, do that. Celebrate in that way, sure. But not being, you know, making yourself miserable isn't unmaking other people miserable. And to be honest, the people that are like that almost are like performatively suffering, you know what I mean? Like, I can't be happy about the new album because this is happening. Which, like, yeah, it's happening. We know. But to me, it's almost like an insult to the people that are going through stuff to not, like, to like deny yourself that because, like, oh, they can't. I don't know. Anyway, that is my soapbox for the evening. Just gonna go back to my happy little world moment. Get the milking the joy out of it right now. This is not a juicy ink pad. Exactly. I mean, like, it is horrific. Don't get me wrong. Like, it is awful. It is horrific. If I could do more than call my congressperson, donate when I can, do what I can, I would. Like, 100%. But, like, I have a plane on a boat. Like, I'm not able to go over there. I'm not, you know, I'm not a soldier. I'm not a politician. So yeah, that's the fun of today. But in general, I feel like the Swiftie community is fun. It's kind of the joy I need in life sometimes. Sad to say, but all right, let's do, I think this is more of a Miami-ish. Trying to go for that like 90s like Miami vibe once I put the black down. Like the, I feel like all of you are like my peers or older. Like, remember the like, and I never went on like spring break, but like we vacationed in a city not far from Daytona, so like I always saw the vibes, the like airbrushed on shirts of like the neon colors. Like, we have a community that we love. Exactly. The like neon color like airbrush shirts, like spring break 1999, like that kind of stuff. That's the vibe I want for this. Because I don't know why, but that palm tree pattern like just gives me that vibe. And so that's what I want for this. I'm trying to decide if I want to do purple or if I want to go back. I think I'm just going to go back to pink. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is take our stencil and go over it. Airbrush shirt, exactly. I never was allowed to get one of those airbrush shirts. I always wanted one. My mom was always like, yeah, no. I'm like, I really want one though, please. And I think by the time I was like, cause like even my senior year, we just went to our condo. I didn't go anywhere for my senior year. But when I went down there in college, Ohio State spring break was always later than everybody else's. So like, it wasn't the same like spring break vibes. And actually my friend and I went and stayed with my uncle. It's like a city away from Daytona. And we went to Disney. Like, the one day we went to Disney, and then we just, like, hung out at the beach. So I never really would have gotten that vibe anyway, but I never really had the opportunity. I don't know why, though. Like, obviously this isn't, like, the airbrush, like, pattern or whatever. This just gives me that, like, this pattern just reminds me of it so much. And I got a sweatshirt, a hoodie that I bought semi for this thing this weekend, and then just because, like, I wanted a reading sweatshirt. It's got that, like, it's a black sweatshirt, and it's got, like, neon on it. Kind of the same. I'm sure I'll post a picture if it's cold enough to wear at any point. I can't remember. It said reading vibes or, like, oh no, it said reading is my vice. Like, it's like a Miami Vice. Hot new show, Miami Vice. Did anybody ever watch Euro Trip? That was my favorite. But it's got, like, a neon, like, it's on black, and it says reading is my vice. Like, kind of in the Miami Vice vibe. I don't know why, this just reminds me of it. Again, like, there's, like, no reason for it, but it just reminds me of it. I couldn't tell you why. We used to go to all the, like, little surf shops in the city that we have our condo in, and they would have all the airbrush shirts, and I always wanted one. Like, I would get or they, like, had the heat press shirts where they would heat press them, like, right there. I did get a few of those back in my day. Those are the days. Good old times. I think after I'm done with this, we're gonna probably call it a night after this one, just because I have some stuff I need to get to. I want to try to finalize the books that I'm taking, decide what clothes I'm taking, all that kind of stuff for this weekend, just so I can, oh my god, I love it. Oh, I love it so much. That is, like, literally exactly what I thought it was going to look like. In the malls, yeah. His beach trips back in the day. Exactly, like, that was the, like, that, like, airbrush was the thing. I remember when I went to spring break with my friend, him and I got, like, shot glasses that said spring break, and I thought it was, like, the coolest shit. Like, I was so excited to finally have, like, a spring break something from when I was actually in college. Like, like, I thought it was the coolest. I'm like, dude, you were a freshman that couldn't drink. Like, you were not that cool. Not long. Like, literally, we get there Friday night and we leave Sunday morning. So it's not a long... I wish it were longer. I wish it was a whole... Yeah, I wish it was a week. That'd be so fun. I have told my friends, I'm like, I just want us all to go down to my condo. Like, let's all go down and hang out at my condo. We can read by the beach all day, every day. You know, there's kitchens. We can cook. We can order pizza in. He would stop at a shop in his motorcycle. Yeah, I did see those shoots. We had so many. We still do have so many little, like, souvenir shops in our town. I don't really sell that kind of shirt as much anymore. Some here and there, but not like that. Not like it used to be. Yeah. So we're going to, like, a lake house in Indiana. I have no idea what the lake is. It's not like Lake Michigan or anything. Like, it's like a random lake. Oh yeah, I mean, that didn't matter, but, like, buying shot glasses, I thought it was cool. I also didn't, like, I drank in college a little bit, but not, like, I mean, I grew up in an Italian household. Like, that was just not ever something I was like that. But yeah, so we're going to a random lake house in Indiana. We're supposed to get there like after 5 o'clock. So in like the early evening, I think they said the welcome party is going to start at 7. And we're doing like a white elephant type book exchange. I wrapped mine all up. It looks cute. They said not to go over the top, so I reined it in a little bit. All right. And then they're having like pizza and wings, like kind of like a pizza party that night. And then Saturday is like a dedicated like all day reading day kind of thing. They're bringing breakfast in. They gave us like forms to order what we wanted, and then and lunch the same way. And then we're going to, looks to be kind of like a locally smallish restaurant, kind of like a lakey type, less like, it's not like a dive bar-y type restaurant, but like they have a big dock, people sit on, that kind of restaurant, like casually-ish bar and grill type restaurant, like a local whatever. So we're doing that Saturday evening. And then I think like s'mores and stuff. But they also have a hot tub, which I plan on taking advantage of if it's not miserably hot, which I'm hoping it's not, but it probably will be. And then Saturday morning or Sunday morning is checkout, but I don't know how early. So I think there's also like breakfast in there. So realistically, like reading time is like a day, but I'm still like hell bent on reading like 5 books. And like, for the record, most of them are either like novellas or poetry or graphic novels. So I would love to get through one full-length physical book and one full-length audiobook, but I don't think that'll happen. Probably likely one or the other. However, like there's a couple of physical audiobooks or physical books I really wanted to get to, and there's a couple of audiobooks that I really wanted to get to. So I had been saving the Carly Fortune One Golden Summer one, or whatever the newest one is. But I think I might, because I started to reread all her other ones, and I'm on the second one today. I don't think I'll finish it, but I'm on the second one today, and then I think I'll get to start the third tomorrow, and then maybe just get into that fourth one and like start it, and then that could be like my audiobook leading up to the weekend, kind of get me in the mood for it maybe, because I had been saving it for Bookcation, but I'm thinking that I just won't have the time to do it with all the other ones I want to do, because there's like 10 other books that I really want to get to. So we'll see. I'm like trying to figure out like what that book, you know, like I said, I know I want to do the graphic novels. I know I want to do the poetry books. I have two graphic novels in a series I've been reading that I want to get to. And then I have a third graphic novel that's like, I just grabbed. And then I also have 2 poetry books that are in a series that I hadn't started, that I grabbed because I thought they'd be fun, and they're like from a poet I really like, but also they're shorter. Like I said, I want to feel like I accomplished something, whether like that's the point of it or not. Like me personally wants to feel, I know how I am. Like if I leave there and don't finish a book, I will feel like, what the fuck did I do all weekend? You know what I mean? So like me and my brain wants to finish like 5 books. You know, knowing full well that most of them are short or whatever. I also picked up a novel at, they had this thing last weekend that my friends and I went to. It was called Pages of Glass. It was like a very small bookish market / author event. I didn't really know any of the authors there, but I did have some interest in some of their books. I picked up a couple books there from 2 different authors. One is one of the ones that I'm taking, which is a novella. And she described it as like a little bit of Amazing Race / like New Year's stuff. So, that's another book I think I'm going to take because it's a novella and I can get through it. And then I have another poetry book that is like the 10th anniversary of a poetry collection that I really liked when I first read it like 9 or 10 years ago. And it's like the author has annotated it and like gone back and like reflected on these poems. So like some, like I remember the one I opened up and it was like, yeah, I wrote this poem when I was 25. Like, you know, you think you know the world when you're 25, and now I just laugh at this because I was just so incredibly naive at 25 of how the world is. And I think that'll be like a really cool thing, but I don't know if I necessarily like, if I don't get to that one, I'm not gonna feel super bad about it. But I would like to, just because again, like I would like to get through a bunch of books because I think I'm currently 1 book ahead of a book a day for the whole year. But I would like to be like several books ahead, especially going into like planner season. I've got some big things coming up that you'll hear about soon. New Taylor music. Like, I would love to be like 5 or 6 books ahead just so that I have more of a leeway of like when I'm not reading prolifically, if I decide to keep sticking this out. And I feel like I've done it this far. Like, I feel like not sticking it out is like, I've got to stick it out. Like, even if I have to like reread some novellas or something, like short stories and stuff. I feel like I need to stick it out at this point because like I've come this far. Like, there's not that much more of a year to go. Like, stopping at this point would just be like, you'll never do this again. Why did you stop? Like, so I'm hoping to kind of bank some books for like when busy times start to come around. So, or like when I go to CPC or that kind of thing. All right. This turned out exactly how I was like envisioning it. I love when that happens. Oh, I didn't trace around it. Shoot. I like having the... Yeah, I feel like I need to stick it out at this point. Like, it would be almost like dumb of me not to because I got this far. I will say that like I find that I'm choosing books or avoiding books that I'm really interested in, but like that are super long, like on audio, because I'll be like 20 hours. I don't think I'll have time to get through that in a day. You know what I mean? So that would be the other point of like the plus side of getting a few books ahead is that like I won't feel as pressured to not read a book that I'm really interested in, just because it's 10 hours long or whatever. Or not 10, 20 hours long or whatever. So yeah, so I would love to be, in an ideal world, I'll finish all the 3 graphic novels and all 3 poetry books and an audiobook and a physical book. I don't think that's going to happen, but that would be great. 7, 8, 9, 10. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So yeah, so this is my second week. Let me grab the dates, the 25th. Let me see if I have any fun. I do. Let's do this. How many days you're reading? Yeah. That was the other thing. I wanted to read every day this year. And so far I have. But it helps that, like, I get in my car and go to work and I put an audiobook on. So, like, that, at least that part of it is checked off very early in the day. On most days, obviously not when I'm, you know, on the weekends or whatever. But I still usually make a point of reading a little bit every day. It really is a pressure to put on yourself, 100%. Like I said, if I stop now, I know I will never get this far again, because now I know the reality of, like, it's a lot of pressure. So I feel like I can't stop now, because, like, I am this far in, halfway through August, like, September, October, November, December. That's 4 more months, 120 more books. If I have to read a few, like, graphic novels over, pick up some more poetry books, pick up some more short stories, you know, whatever. Whatever I have to do, I think I can figure out how to make it. But that would be the great thing about banking. You know, several books this weekend. But I have come this far, exactly. Because I know if I don't do that now, I'm never gonna, like, want to do it again. So I'm not gonna quit. Yeah, for sure. I have no intention of quitting, unless, you know, if something comes up, obviously, like, I'm not gonna ruin my life to read a book a day, but I'm gonna do my best to keep at it. Yeah, so there is this week and last week. And then I also did just 1 week of our Bookworm Life Planner, because, again, I went with, like, the mint and green, or mint and orange. The only other thing that I might do, if you guys want to stick around for another 10 minutes or so, is that I do have my bullet journal here, or my junk journal. And I was at junk journaling this weekend, and I got a lot done. I got a ton done this weekend. I had a Friday night and a Saturday night class. So I did this page and this page, and this is Christmas stuff, by the way. Like, this is a tag that said ho 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 that I cut up and flipped over, but I had to do it. And then I did this page, and then I did this page, and then this page, and then I did this page, which is kind of funky to open, and then I did this page, 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 and then I did this page. So I did a bunch. But then my camera, or my printer stopped working, so I had to, like, leave stuff here. So what I think I'm going to do is, this is for 4th of July. I'm getting so close to being done. Like, I actually might even not have room for bookcase and stuff in here. So that's kind of crazy. I can't wait to start another one. But I have 4th of July pictures for this page. So I might just do a little stenciling of fireworks if you guys want to stick around for a few minutes. Not super long, because, like I said, I want to do some stuff to get ready for this weekend. And I've got stuff I'm working on for a project you guys will hear about soon. I still need to design CPC swag. Like, I got a lot of stuff I need to do. So, I won't be here super long. But I will put down some more of my stuff so I can have a base again, where once I either get my printer working or borrow somebody else's, that I can add more to my junk journal, or just print off a bunch of pictures. Thank you. I do really like my junk journal. I think it's fun. it's fun to just play around. And I really love stenciling in it. Like, I like stenciling in my planner, but sometimes I feel like a little pressure to like, I put pressure on myself to stencil on every page in it. And sometimes it's just like, I just don't want to. This one, I feel like I'm always excited to stencil in it. So that's like a huge plus for sure. Just because it's always so much easier to just like add in a random theme, I think. Whereas like with my planner, sometimes I'm like, I want this theme. It's like, well, that's too damn bad, Grandpa. Just kidding. Sometimes I just don't have the stencils yet for things that I want to do, and it's like, ugh. Whereas it's much easier to just add a like cute pattern to the background of this. You also just have so much more room to work too. Like, I don't necessarily have to be confined to a border here, even though that's what I'm doing so far. I do feel like with junk journaling, it's just more fun in general because it's like a lot less pressure of like, well, I need this done because I need to put a plan in, and you know, this has to look a certain way, which is funny because I don't feel the pressure to do that, but then like realistically my junk journal is like something I'm more likely to look back on in the future because it has all my pictures and stuff in it. Like, why do I not care about it as much? Like, you would think I would care more about it. But I'm just kind of like, okay, have fun with it. Which is nice, because that's like the kind of, I don't want that pressure, you know what I mean? So, it's awesome that I feel that way. But it is a little strange, I think. I also think I feel like in general, like it's easier to mess up in this one, like, or it's easier if you mess up, like I'm not as worried about it because I'll just add some pictures and cover it up, whereas it's a lot easier to see mistakes in a bullet journal, I guess. So I think this is a really fun, easy, accessible way to start stenciling. It is one of my favorites too. Thank you. I do like this one. I like the new stenciling one I have out. I just didn't feel like pulling it out. But I do like how delicate these fireworks are. It's definitely a good 4th of July one. This is an old stencil too. Like, I feel like some of my old stencils are my favorites. Like, I come out with new ones sometimes and I'm like, oh, I love this. But like, man, my old stencils always seem to be my go-back-tos. And I think it's because like they're the ones that I designed when I was like really looking for a stencil. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I do not have a fireworks stencil. Okay, you gotta go design one, right? Like, And I think that's one of the reasons that like some of my older ones are the ones that I use the most, because they were the first ones I thought of when I was like, what kind of stencils do I need? Whereas like now it's more like, okay, what topics, like what's something I haven't done yet? Like, and there is still some like, what are things I need that I just haven't done, right? Like, but I feel like something like a firework or something, and it's like one of the first things I did. you know, when 4th of July came up, say. This one, my map stencil I use like all the time, obviously. Trying to think of some other ones. Some of like the original patterns, like my original buffalo plaid one I use a ton. I think we're gonna leave it there and let that little area in the middle be the rest of it. I don't know what kind of junk I have for 4th. Oh, I do have some cute. My next little rabbit hole, I think, is gonna be some digital print stuff that you can, if you're junk journaling or doing something like a memory keeping and want certain pictures that you can print. So I did start designing for myself. Like this is, I used like open source pictures for these. But it's something I've thought about doing and actually taking. And one of these is one that somebody had a printable of too. So there's a couple that are printables and a couple that I started designing, but just kind of like ephemera sheets. Like I just printed on regular paper, but I could also do them like on sticker paper. So this was a free pattern I found, but this is the one I did. So like there's just some fun little, like the rockets or whatever, you know what I mean? And then once I get the pictures, I can really like add things or go over things, that kind of thing. This one would be better with stickers because I wouldn't have to do all this, but it's easy enough. I don't have any sticker paper here. I should get some so I can not have to worry about this kind of stuff. So I can kind of go over some of these areas where I'm not happy with the ink stains. And that's, I think, one of the other really good things about junk journaling is that like you have that safety net of like, yeah, if you don't like it, just you can kind of cover it up with some more junk. Like, add a picture, add a pattern. So again, like that's why I think this is a really accessible way to start stenciling, because it's easy enough to layer things and get some of the looks out of it. You know what I mean? So then like after this too, what I'll do is I'll come back and I'll add pictures and whatnot in it too. But yeah, so that's kind of where I am for today. I can't remember what was after 4th of July, or I would do another spread. So then I can go back and like put pictures over all of this and just have like this base of a background. There will probably be certain things like I don't want to go over because I like it. Like I really like the New York stamp right there, and this stamp I think is cool. This would definitely be cool printed on like a clear sticker paper. But yeah, so that's kind of it. I'm gonna be working a lot of junk journaling type stuff. Not junk journaling, I'm sorry, bookish stuff for my bookcation. Hoping to have a little bit of content for that. Have a good night, Cynthia. I am going to be out of here in a minute too. I'm just going to cut this and place this one, and I think I'm done for the night, so I can go and try to narrow down the number of books I'm taking, because I definitely don't need to take the number that I have packed away right now in a bag. So I'm going to take pictures of this. This will be, and I ran out of ink, or of, shoot. But yeah, so my goal is to get this up tomorrow on YouTube. It will definitely be the most watched thing on YouTube tomorrow, for sure. 100%. There's absolutely nothing else going up on YouTube tomorrow, so. But yeah, this will be up tomorrow on YouTube. You can always rewatch it there. But yeah, if you guys are interested in the bookcation stuff, I will definitely be posting it on Instagram a lot. I'll probably post like a wrap up here after the fact and post like my stenciled edged books and all of that. But if you're interested in like kind of the day-to-day of it, I'll post on Instagram for sure. So make sure you're following there if you're interested in that. There is some of our fireworks we stenciled. Yeah, I kind of like this a lot, actually. I'm excited to add the pictures too. I'll probably add a little bit more ephemera here, maybe around there, and then as I add the pictures, I can kind of build it a little more. It's definitely different doing it like this one where I was like trying to leave room for pictures, whereas like the rest of them I kind of build the pictures in with it. So yeah, interesting. But yeah, hope you guys all have a good night. I will see you soon. Bye.